Aeneas, through 2 games, how would you evaluate how the defensive line's played?
I feel like we've been active. I feel like we've, made a lot of chaos through these last 2 games. I mean, obviously, there's been places we can improve. We got a lot of talented guys, a lot of talented rushers. We need to, step those sack numbers up. But, I feel like as we evaluated the tape over the last few games, guys are definitely winning rushes and playing well.
As Coach Marv said in the preseason, like when evaluating pass rush and everything, that there's still meat on the bone in terms of finishing. Would you say there's still meat on the bone in terms of how you guys are finishing your rushes?
Yeah, 1,000%. I mean, I feel like I said earlier, guys are getting a lot of pressures. We're really rushing the passer. We're running rushes, creating chaos. We just got to work on finishing that last couple of steps and getting them on the ground.
You look at the five-man rotation. We saw Kamari get a few more snaps this week compared to last. You see Wolford in there, you, Josh, and Kelvin. How would you evaluate how all five of you guys are meshing and being able to come in, whichever combination you play, that you're able to get success?
Yeah, it's been great playing alongside those guys. I've felt real comfortable, just being in there with whoever. There's never been a time where I've been in the game and I've been uncomfortable with who my counterpart is or who I'm playing next to, and that's a great feeling because at times, that can happen in football where you're not completely in 100% trust, with the person next to you. So I'm thankful that I'm in a situation right now where I can look at a guy next to me and be like, we're gonna do something special right now.
Let's go, David, and then Andy.
What has impressed you about Wilfred and the way he's kind of, his mentality and kind of attacked both fall camp and coming into the season?
Yeah, Panay's just came every single day trying to get better. I mean, there's never a day where me and Panay aren't crafting something or, going over tape or trying to get an edge or, just working on different moves into the game. I mean, Panay's, the best way I would describe him is just hungry. He just comes in every day and just is trying to get better, never satisfied. So with that kind of mentality, it kind of uplifts the rest of the group, and we're thankful for that.
When you have defensive backs that can break up 12 passes like they did on Saturday, how much easier does that make your job, just knowing that you kind of have a little bit of a security blanket behind you?
I mean, it's nothing better. I mean, I vividly remember me and APR had a conversation after one of the plays where Dante broke up the crossing route, and we kind of looked at each other like, did you win? And then we just turned around and saw Dante break it up. We said, thank God for those guys because, we try to work off and bounce off those guys all the time. There's times where, they might not be in the best position, but we get back there and win, and there's times where them boys bail us out too. So we're thankful to have that talented group back there also.
And as you guys rotate so much on the defensive line, is there a sweet spot for the number of snaps to get where you feel still pretty fresh by the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like what I've been doing recently has been pretty good. I think I've been playing around 40, 45 snaps, but, I'm sure that can change, depending on the need or the time of the game. I'm feeling really good about what I've been doing so far. And, I try not to worry about those things, just try to go out there and play.
I think when we talked to Fuga before, he said he could go 5 or 6 full bore snaps before he sub out. Where are you on that spectrum? Is it about the same, or what is the range that you put on something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I just try to go out there and go full speed every time. I try not to count the reps. When I start counting reps, that's how I know I'm tired. So I try to stay away from that. But I trust Coach Price and those kind of guys, so I'm sure they'll be able to look out there and know when I need to come out, and that's why I trust those guys.
Back to the room, Brooke, and then Damien.
Coach Price said you guys got started Sunday, already know everything you need to know about Old Dominion. Can you scout their offense, especially up front?
It's still really early, for me personally. I still feel like I have a lot more digging I need to do looking at this offensive line. I've seen the group a couple times. I have kind of relations with some of the guys who've been there. But I still got a lot of work to do when it comes to scouting this offensive line.
Can you speak on those relations? Are they friends, old classmates, things like that?
Yeah, I've had a couple of connections with guys that I played at a previous university. They've went there and just things of that nature. So it's good to have those kind of connections.
Damien.
Coach Pry and Coach Price both mentioned that it's very rare that you get a defensive tackle rotation where you can have multiple players you can play 2-eye and 3-tech. Have you ever been a part of a rotation like that where it doesn't matter whether you come in and play one side or the other?
Yeah, I was thankful to actually be in a similar situation previously at my last university where we just kind of could just come in the game and just, fit up, not have to really worry about switching sides and trying to get to matchups because we know we have playmakers all over the field. And it's just a similar situation where we're not really too worried about making sure, we have a guy on a guy because we feel like everybody on our defensive line is capable of going off any game, and that's special.
How difficult is it to go from playing one technique to playing another during a game, or because of the amount of reps you've gotten, it's kind of second nature?
I feel like at this point in my career, it's become easier. It's just kind of like it's just a switch in technique, like anything else. Probably the same thing going from boundary corner to field corner. It's the same position, just different nuances, and just making sure I got down that technique and making sure I'm working it every day in practice.
Dave.
In the first half against Marshall, they had 9 drives, and you forced 7 punts. What did you like about the way your group attacked and how you guys were able to get them off the field?
I could just feel the energy. That was kind of my main takeaway, especially early in that game. Just the energy of the whole defense, like just being able to feel the energy while out there, just seeing guys fly around and play fast. That's the kind of defense I can tell that we're going to be this year, and I'm happy we got to put it on tape last week.
How do you kind of continue that momentum? What's kind of the message going into ODU to kind of play with that same energy again?
Doing it in practice. I just feel like that was kind of our main emphasis that we really put in going into this Marshall week, was making sure we were making tackles and things of that nature. So we really emphasized making tackles in practice that week, and I feel like it really showed up going into Marshall. So just keeping that kind of energy going in practice and making sure we're working that every day.
Raza.
Kelvin Gilliam seems like a very, feisty, emotional guy, firing up the crowd coming off the field after getting a stop. What's your guys' relationship like as two guys who have come in this year, and what does he bring to that room both on and off the field?
100%, man. KG has been one of my closest friends coming here. Obviously we came in a similar situation out of the transfer portal, so it's kind of a weird time, especially this year out of the transfer portal. But knowing KG so far, it's just been nothing but a blessing. Same thing with Wilfred. We just bounce ideas off each other all the time, and it's just good to have that lively face, in the building every day. I'd say that off the field and on the field, he's just a bright light. That's the best way to explain KG.
Anything on Zoom for Aeneas?
Any final questions for Aeneas on Zoom? All right, Travis.
Anything else in the room for Aeneas? Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.